Hello everybody and welcome here on this beautiful Saturday evening. My name is Samu. Today I'm joined by Luca. Welcome.
Hello everyone. Apparently Samu is gone on holiday evening already, Samu. It's 2 in the afternoon.
Kinda evening depends.
Where are you? Bloody India? What's going on?
You have to take it lightly. Anyways, first game of today. Today we will have the ATHENA Championship, so all ladies tournament, all women's tournament coming up today. First off, we're gonna see Team Electra and facing up against Team Artemis. And Team Electra are 3 close friends of mine, and on the side of Team Artemis we see 3 close friends of Luca.
So, definitely an unbiased cast here as the incredible, sensational Team Artemis are playing against, Sorry, Samu, who were they?
Electra.
Team,
Ah.
yes. Team definitely remembering them for the rest of the series. There are a couple of other casts going on if you want to catch them around on the main channel. I've made this very complicated for myself. There is a game being casted and I've lost which one it is. Do you know what's being casted on the main channel, Sammy?
On the main channel we have Team Artemis against Team Hera being casted by Aaron and Fujina Kari. In the meantime, we have also a French cast running with Team Demeter against Team Rhea by Actacam, and the German cast by Hoot between Team Gaia and Team Iris. But for now, let's have a look into our game as we're already in the lobby and about to go into the game. But let's first look at the map draft.
We've seen pretty standard start to this map draft as Team Artemis have just instantly removed. Is it Team Artemis? I've got that wrong, haven't I? Already?
Team Electra band.
Team Electra. Oh, that's too many names and they're all too similar because they're all after goddesses. Team Electra have banned out Braxis, and Team Artemis have responded with an Infernal Shrines ban. Then we saw Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow removed by the respective teams, and Team Electra have opted to bring us to Volskaya Foundry. They realized we were starting at 2 p.m. and they thought lounge games normally end at about 8:30, so they picked the only map that was going to allow that dream to be a reality, Samu.
Let's see if we're gonna have a 30-minute game on this map. Looking at the bands though, it's very interesting to see. With Sky and Curse, we see 2 big maps being removed, so I have a macro focus on those maps usually. And with Praxis Hollow, with a very soul lane focus map also gone. See how teams decide to go for.
I know the Infernal Shrines ban is a little bit of a favorite of the Team Artemis captain. Her previous lounge team banned Shrines almost every time they played. The logic being anyone can play Shrines. We want to force teams to play us on maps that we feel comfortable on and they might feel slightly less comfortable on. So interesting to see. Is there a little call out? Is that going to work for them here? Are they going to show their prowess on Volskaya Foundry? I guess we do also have to quickly shout out Electra's incredible portrait synergy here on short notice.
Indeed. I see it during the loading screen. Yeah, it seems like all players are in the lobby, and yeah, looking at the portraits, Team Electra already won the game.
It's going to be a rough one for Team Artemis to come back from this. You're not wrong, Sammy, but I believe with sheer willpower, determination, and Page Biscuit, they are going to have what it takes to bring this into a very close, very enjoyable series.
They need one moment. But in the meantime, keep in mind, we have a lot of launch stuff coming up in the next few weeks as well as on the next weekend. We have Nexus Forces tournament coming up, the Nexus Forces Qualifier 2. So we see top teams again face each other, and then in the end the goal is to play against the top teams or against the lower half of the Masters Clash team. And then we have on the 10th and the 11th with Rare Cup and Epic Cup coming up in the 17th and 18th of April, the Legendary and Mythic Championship. So that's quite a lot of launch stuff coming up, so keep tuned. In the Discord, hashtag !Discord should give you the link towards the Discord. If you're not on there, in the stream channel will always be announcement for those tournaments and stuff coming up, so make sure you check that out, as well as there's nearly a cast every evening currently with the playoffs being being about to go live.
And it wouldn't be a casting and schedule announcement complete without mentioning next Monday we are rolling into our penultimate Nexus Rumble before the weekend after, or the Monday after, we will see the finale of our second season of the Nexus Rumble, I believe, unless that's been updated since I last heard about it. So make sure Monday at 8 CET, we're tuning in to the main channel to find some incredible variety casters coming up and watching these teams in our winner stays on format. Last week we saw the almighty lower cup reigning champions finally taken out. So now casters will be able to pronounce the names of both teams for at least a little while. So if that's not reason enough to tune in, I don't know what is.
It was already pretty announceable, the names.
Only because we've had to say it so many times now.
Indeed.
Just hanging around a little bit longer as the teams get themselves sorted. For some of these people, it will be almost the first time they've played together as a 5-stack. So obviously, little ironing outs here and there are going to be needed. Teams might not be quite as ready as they are for their standard lounge games. A lot of these people didn't know each other going in to these drafts, setting up these teams. So, oh, look at that belief coming out here from the team Artemis captain. Let's get this one over with.
Alright, in the meantime, in the chat, welcome, Luca. You're the prettiest girl here today.
Yeah, it's very kind of you. Very kind of you indeed. But we're in. We're into our first draft, Samu. We have made it. And the red team, Team Artemis, are going to have the first pick in this draft. Yes, I got worried that I got that wrong, but I didn't.
Alright, Team Artemis with the first ban removing the ATHENA. First of all, very interesting ban. Very strong healer with the Sun Cleanse as well on 13. Team Electra staying with the healer ban, banning out the Stukov, and it's a little bit of a, a thing. Men tend to play healer, and see already 2 healer bans coming up. Let's see, and then I like this ban.
Well, when you get the less coordinated setups, when you see here at teams that aren't used to scrimming the Sonya and the Uther, you start to see that the healing role gets just a lot more value, Samu. When teams are half a second off of their coordination, or a second even off of that stun chain, you get so much more time. And so if you've got a healer that has better save tools, you can really keep your team alive through things they have no right to survive. And so things like the Stukov, the ATHENA, both incredibly high priority normally anyway, but in matches like this where maybe we're going to see some slight hesitation in our kill chains, they're going to see even higher priority. And speaking of high priority, the Gnome herself has made it out first pick.
Indeed. Also, Team Artemis banning out DTC from Sonny. Very well known for that hero. She is.
Sonny plays what?
DTC.
What? No? I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen Sonny play ETC.
Meantime, picks from Team Electra picking up Brightwing and Sylvanas.
It's so far pretty strong adherence to the meta, I would say. We've got the Uther has kind of flown under the radar and the Cassia as well, but apart from that, this Chromie first pick on Volskaya gives you incredible poke, and then Brightwing puts out some really good healing numbers. With the Stukov removed from the table, she's definitely up there in the top picks for that slot, while the Sylvanas can put out a lot of damage.
Also, with the Ana gone, there's no heal reduce to really stop Brightwing from saving the tank with the teleport.
There's still the Emerald hanging around, but
true,
and in fact getting picked up. But it's definitely not as quick, not as instant as the nade.
In the meantime, we also see the Decker being paired up now with Leoric, so we're gonna see the Entomb and the Drain. Very great damage against the Protector on Volskaya Foundry. All this percentage damage, which Leoric brings to the table, really helps defending those Protectors.
He's really good at taking down those Protectors. He's really great in late game team fights. He scales really hard. I mean, a lot of the bruisers, a lot of the offlaners in this game do scale quite hard, but Leoric is the epitome of that late game scaling. First 10 levels, they're not bad, but you know, they're nothing to write home about. And then from level 10 onwards, every time you pick a talent, you really feel the power come online. It's almost insane how much he spikes at every single tier until at level 20, really a team fighting monster.
Alright, next two picks. On the side of Team Electra, we saw Hanzo and D.Va being removed, so D.Va pretty strong pick for the solo on this map. And now, there's the Cassia coming in, which you wished before.
And if this isn't set up for offlane Lily, then I'm going to eat my hat. Two blinds coming out, the Cassia, the Johanna. Going to see Sonny playing her Crusader. Those bless shields almost always on point from her. Such an incredible mastery of that tank that, you know, fallen off from the meta a little bit, but still very viable. And Cassia just puts out damage, man.
Especially with this double blind, Cassia's damage is even more enhanced. Talking about blinds, there are also some coming in from the other side as Eri picks up the Mei for Team Artemis and they will pair it with Lunara. Really annoying hero.
This is very exciting. I imagine Eri has had a little bit of that there assistance in learning this new role from Artemis XP. Player for Taco's team, no, play for fun. Div 2 qualifiers, they're silly teams, don't like them. Don't follow them. Silly team. Got fourth. Knocked my team out on map score. Don't know what they're doing, but definitely a fan of the Artemis and maybe some coaching coming in on the Samantha side there as well. Don't know what you think about that pick there, Sammy.
Yeah, Haka is a really interesting pick. Usually not that great on Volskaya Foundry, but it seems like an okay draft for him. I leave this up a little bit against Mei and Decker. Haka is the last pick for his all in on the side of Team Electra.
So he gives some really nice follow-up onto that shield. If we get shield ISO at 20, that's going to be absolutely nasty. The Cassia and the Sylvanas, they don't really need like huge support from the offlane. They don't need the Entombs, the Sulfurous Smashes, the Leaps. They're going to get their damage out either way. So just the annoyance of an unkillable nature of the Dahaka might be really good for them. And there are a deceptive number of bushes on this map, especially on checkpoints A and C. You can still set yourself up with some pretty tasty flanks. So excited to see what he can get done here.
Right. Let's come into game number one as we have two that left in the blue. We have Team Electra with a pause coming in early on, but still announced the team. We have Sonny playing the Johanna, Naifari playing Cassia, Iris on the Sylvana, Samasta playing the Haka, and last one is it's Merlin on the right wing.
And on the red team, coming in for Team Artemis, we have got Taco on her Chromie. We have got Eri playing the Mei. Page Biscuit is on the Leoric. We have got Zebis on the Deckard and Daunishka on Elenara. Quick little router restart. Router. Quick little router restart as we wait for the teams to be ready for this game one. But that just gives us more time to talk about these drafts, Samu.
Look at low. Also, we have the first low 1 picks coming in on the side of Lunara. It's going to be Sentinel Wisp. So as soon as she puts the Wisp into bush.
It's a very nice level 1. It gives you huge vision around some of these protectors. If you can sneak that Wisp into the bush behind your enemy team, you can basically zone them out of setting up altogether, which can be very, very helpful.
As we see, standard keyboard stacking from Cassia on level 1. Built from Sylvanas and the Hold Your Ground from Johanna so far. Pretty much expect the tissue regeneration on level 1 from the Dehaka this game, and Brightwing will probably go for a teleport.
The Brightwing teleport is really strong. The polymorph range is also nice, but I think here it's not going to be as necessary. We see that they don't have huge targets that they need to shut down. It's, I guess, quite nice into the Lunara, but the Mei, the Leoric, they're always going to be in range. Team's just making some entertainment for us in the chat whilst we wait for them to get ready.
Alright, observing with the enemy.
Disappointing. Look at this. Sonny not even interested in winning the video game. Just here to flirt. Unbelievable, but yet not shocking or out of character from what is just standard. I mean, you know, it's the Johanna players, Sammy. It's always the Johanna players. That's all I'm going to say. Always the Johanna players.
No, I kind of understand it. Johanna is such a boring hero to play from time to time. You have to get occupied with other stuff. And I guess flirting is one of the best things for it.
Oh. But no, on the red team, we do also see some pretty nice setups coming in. That the Oryx Entomb, that Decade Sleep at level 20, are going to make fights very complicated for the blue team. They're going to have to position well into those. And once someone does get locked down, May can knock up an Ice Wall, bang out a Blizzard, or maybe even look for an Avalanche. Chromie will have either the Sands or the Loop to control that space even further. And that Chromie-May pairing, especially alongside a Decade Kane, makes it really difficult for the enemy team to step anywhere. I think this is going to be a very rough game for the blue team to execute into this just high damage, high crowd control comp.
Indeed.
I know I'd much rather play the red team's draft. Lots of annoying heroes there. Good time to be alive. None of this boring actually killing people, just slowly whittling them down and making them cry.
It's gonna be really tough for Electra in the later stage of the game to contest those points with the Decade Roots, the slowing sense. Could also be a temporal loop coming out, as we do not see a hard cleanse on the side of Team Electra. We've only having the right wing.
She doesn't have the hard cleanse, but at 13 she has 55 spell armor. She also has the Z, and she can cleanse any follow-up onto the loop. So although Brightwing isn't a cleanse counter, I still think she's a really good counter to the temporal loop. Because you know exactly when the damage is going to come in, so you can time your trait properly. You give them the spell armor. It's survivable, in my opinion.
It's always easier said than done, you know? Like, there could also be a lot of damage coming in at one point, and if you're using the spell armor early on and the loop comes in, then kind of having a rough time.
Mm-hmm. But likewise, sometimes cleanse gets forced before loop, so...
That's like how you play around those stuff.
Mm-hmm. Just so, you know, waiting for our small indie company to work out their connection.
Also, on the side of Team Electra, we see a lot of self-cleanses with the Sylvanas having her energy wave, the Johanna with the iron skin, of course, and the Haka with the burrow.
Mm-hmm. And although Brightwing can't cleanse it herself, if the follow-up route isn't perfectly timed, you will see her normally be able to just blink right away. And they don't have any instant CC to follow loop, unless Decade takes the bong on the 16. So probably Cassia is the only realistic loop target. I imagine we will see Sands, unless they're trying to force out these self-cleanses from the blue team.
But bong on Decker is especially very, very annoying. Usually you take it against like Ivy heroes like the Genji, Tracer, etc. But I don't really see that coming out from Team Electra so far.
I think Sylvanas and Cassia are both more in Decade's face than the standard assassin. You can really force Sylvanas to think twice about ever Eing into your team, and if you bonk Cassia, she is really in trouble, because that is like any follow-up onto that bonk is going to cost her 30 armor, and once that's down, it's very rough for her.
Right, and we're back in the game. Yeah, there we go. Tissue regeneration on the side of the Haka. Chromie going with Time Walker's Pursuit. Even though it has been nerfed a little bit from 15 to 10% spell power, it's a very strong total. And giving you vision, giving the reduced time, arming time on the traps. Very strong. And Decade actually going for the Scroll of Identify, looking for this vision onto the opponents even more. Bring it up with the vision from Chromie and Lunera.
Interesting that we're giving up that Sapphire on level 1. I think into the Brightwing, into the Dahaka, not taking Emerald is unlikely. So unless we see that Zebis doesn't like playing with these gems, I would say that implies Ruby might be coming out on level 4 standard. It's the first lick of the game. Samantha gonna hit that area. I'll get that name right eventually in this cast somewhere. Licking in the May, but now Eri herself is looking for certain engage. It's going to force her own ice block, though. The potions are on the ground.
Lot of damage!
Oh, just about enough life there. She survives the first altercation, and both teams able to walk away.
80 HP. 80 HP was enough.
Just, you know, 79 more than you need. As Eri has a flank here, Sonny's going to force the skin out, but the Cassia is stunned. Her armor is gone. Lunara trying to put some damage out here, but Chromie, although her damage early is nice, it's not necessarily guaranteed. And Lunara needs a little bit of time to get her damage properly scaled. So a little bit safer the early game here for the blue team. The red team having to take a little bit more time to set up these kills.
Meantime, 1 minute mark has been hit, so the teams are moving to the turret camp slowly. Or at least we see it coming out from the side of Electra.
We're going to see chronic conditions coming out here from our Taco Chromie. Going to go for those multiple traps, the most annoying way you can possibly build the hero. Instead
It slows.
Is it slows? Oh,
It is slows.
Ah, never mind. Never mind. I'll hold that spiel. I don't know. I prefer slows. I don't really love the triple
You see it
trap.
in the picture if it's the triple traps or not.
That's look. This tells you how often I pick triple traps because I am a level 40 Chromie. I know what the hero does, but that talent is just get value out of the traps you put down. You don't need it.
Alright, this level making it a little bit easier for the Chromie herself to follow up onto her traps, but also opening it up a little bit easier for Decker, May, Lyric, and Lunara to just hit their stuff after the time traps. Just better setup
Also,
for itself.
you can synergize it quite nicely with that ice block coming out from May. If you trap her at the end of her block, then she dodges the initial damage coming out, and she gets that 30%, I believe it is, move speed to run away.
Could also make the same argument for the armor on level 4.
The armor and the speed do very similar things. Normally, I'm a fan of the armor over the speed, but with the recent nerfs to the armor making it do less, and the level 1 armor reduction on Deckard, knowing the armor doesn't stack, maybe the call is that we don't need more armor reduction. I'd also like to point out our 5-head caster correctly predicting that Ruby. Called it.
Ruby especially helps the May and the Lyric with the sustain. Points so far under the control of Team Artemis, as we see Electra still defending this top camp and then push, maybe get some value top as well. We currently have 3 members up there, but they're gonna start to rotate towards the mid and looking for the contest on the point. The 1-1 on the top side between Cassia and Lunara in the meantime.
Level 7 is here first for the blue team. Eri's going to have to be a little bit careful on this point. She doesn't want to take too much damage early on here on the May, but as the Cassia is just coming down now, her life is okay. The big lick comes out from the Dahaka, but May's going to be okay, and the stun lands onto Sylvanas, forcing the Brightwing teleport very early. Iron Skin is down on the Johanna, and it looks like the damage is still coming out as the point is ready to be capped by the red team. The blue team man up, they turn, they've got their turret down, they're going for Eri, but so much damage coming out from this Lunara, from this Chromie, is going to see Cassia go down, and a beautiful 3-man blizzard. Are we going to see more kills? No, somehow everyone walking away. Samantha on just 200 life points on that Dahaka with the drain on her, but it's going to be enough. First Protector is going to go over to the incredible, awesome, amazing Team Artemis. Man, aren't they just great stuff.
Not going to be the before Deckard on level 7, looking for even more roots from the mid, and there we're gonna see the slowing sands picked up by Chromie on level 8.
Eri still thinking about talents, not yet showing her level 7. Sonny is gonna have the Iron Skin and the Brightwing teleport forced there by that little May play. Nicely done. This Protector got a wall in got a tower in mid, got 2 towers in mid, got a tower in top. Are we going to see Taco in a bit of trouble here though? This Protector has dropped very deep, and nicely done by Sonny though. She's going to get rooted. Iron Skin out just before the stun is going to be the end of that, but very nicely done there by her, making sure that that Chromie was going to be punished for staying a little bit too deep in the Protector.
So waiting with the Iron Skill until the very last moment before the stun from May hits, just baiting the opponents into stepping up, trying to get a little bit more damage, and then she's like, no, I'm not stunned, I'm walking into your face.
Definitely style points coming out, if nothing else, there for Sonny. Yeah. Also, just reduces that time that your opponents get to pop the shield, which against this comp is not a huge deal, but it can be. It's a good habit to be into as Johanna. You don't want to pop skin too early and then be like, oh, I'm not actually unstoppable for this now.
a little bit of a brawling going up around the support. This might be something to look at for Team Artemis. They hit level 10, but Team Electra, they're also on level 10 now. Entomb comes out. Missed though. Valkyrie, blink heal, waiting arrow, left heal, and the isolation for Team Electra. Flash shield comes out onto Lunara. There's the Valkyrie coming in, they condemn, and a nice pull onto the Lunara, but a good ice wall to zone them away. Lunara gets out for now, but Daka comes in from the side, gets the lick onto Deckard. Man likes the tongue apparently. Iris goes in on the Sylvanas, gets the Brightwing teleport to make sure she stays alive, and it's a lot of cooldowns traded from both teams. No one is going to fall for now.
Absolutely huge ice wall there to counter an incredible Bless Shield Valkyrie engage. Both teams using their ults brilliantly here in these fights as now the Mei dropping really low, but the root is out. Cassia going to lose that armor, take some barrage from the Chromium Brightwing as well. She's in a bit of trouble. Leo is back into whiffing by an inch there as Neferi just able to walk away, but her health is dropping. The percentage damage is on top of her, and it's going to be Sonny's Johanna that falls first. Our second ice wall of the fight is up, forcing Samantha to go higher, but it's not going to be enough. The Dahaka falling here as well. Both teams playing so well here, Samu, but Team Electra just slightly having the edge in this first map.
With this double kill for Team Artemis, you're gonna see them now pick up the support camp. Doing item in, really strong for them.
Very strong indeed. Those heal camps just give so much, especially because these fights are going just that little bit longer. The Chromie and the Lunara don't quite have the burst, especially with that Splintered Spear on 7. They're not looking to instantly delete someone, and the red team's frontline. Leoric is difficult to pop, and Mei, you can just forget about it. She's going to survive, so the fight's just lasting that little bit longer. Is going to get a lot more value from that heal camp.
With the next control point is on the top side. Half a level lead so far for Team Artemis, but outside of Team Electra, we see the Dahaka, we see the Brightwing. They could go for a little bit of a global play, having them soak the lanes, while Team Artemis is already on the way towards the objective. Team Artemis, so they are now able to hit level 13 at the point to contest it.
We're going to see Ares stepping up here, just going to shoot Sonny with that annoying little ice cannon. Level 13 means big potions for Deckard, and if he can get set up before fights now, there's going to be so much healing coming through. As Paige is just making Sonny's life a little bit hard here. She's making sure she's getting that full W duration going out. You're going to see that auto style coming out from Leoric, so very strong into both the Dahaka and the Johanna, because playing W into Dahaka feels a little bit bad when he can just break it with his barrow.
I mean, looking at the long fights for Leoric, I would have loved to see E-build. That's a little bit of old school already, I kind of feel.
I think that E-build is a lot harder to execute than the other two builds, and I know Paige Biscuit is not traditionally an offlaner, so this might just be a comfort thing.
But Entomb comes out.
Is huge! Massively done on top of the Mace stun, but Nefarious is living through it. That Cassia armor absolutely insane as it picks back up, and now the red team are routed. Sonny is walking forwards, we see Lunara falling first. The heal camp is down, but it's too late. Eri now and Paige both trying to turn this fight desperately. The ISO is on top of the Mei. She's just able to walk out. Leoric won't be so lucky. Brilliant double kill from the red team after a great engage onto the Cassia.
Great fight coming out there from a team like just looking for the burst, looking at the Lunara and just getting the blow up on her. Really well done by them there.
That shield arrow combination with the Sylvanas dagger damage on top of it is so brutal. It can really help pop your enemies. Just a little bit deep here, going for that double E star. Okay, but she's going to get caught in too. Her E is down. The blizzard is pog, and we're going to see Sylv 300, 200 health. Brightwing doing her best to keep her alive, but Nefari, is she too deep in? No, she's going to be okay. Sonny clearing up the pieces, making sure her team can make it out, and the blue team are going to survive this engage, but is going to cost them position on the point.
Team Electra just going onto the backline there with Johanna and Cassia, dealing tons of damage onto the Chromie, making sure she's not able to follow up onto the tomb. But Ares will take a lot of damage. The outbreak comes out, but there's a little piece of her. She's getting hit onto Eric, gets tongued in, will be able to escape, and Iris in the meantime as advanced gets punished for Eing in. Good job by Artemis there.
And a nice follow-up sleep from Zebis, forcing the blue team to back out, not giving them a window to find this counter-engage. There's 15 seconds still now on that shield. We're going to see the forts start to fall for the red team. Sonny might be a little bit deep here as well. She's got cut off from her team. She still has the skin, but the ice wall is going to slow her down, at least for a little bit. Brightwing going to be forced to use the phase shift, but that will be enough to keep her safe.
Fort down, but in the meantime we see the hacker in the bottom lane getting a little bit of this pressure in on the other side of the map. Pretty well done, starting to take down the wall already. Protector looking at the mid fort in the meantime.
Man, this Dahak has been coached by a true off-lane god. I don't know who taught her, but man, he must be really good at the game, right, Sammy?
Maybe.
Just saying what you were, you know, too polite to. Big lick again. Oh, these are wubby tongues coming out from the Dahaka. Everyone is connecting. As the shield finds the Chromie. Is Taco here going to have the timeout? The ISO is big, but the sleep is massive. Sylvanas is now a little bit too deep. She's going to fall, and the blue team have to back up as Dahaka falling incredibly low here. Going to be the second kill. Sonny as well. She isn't going to survive, and Chromie just able to walk away from that 4-man sleep coming out from the Deckard there. Whew.
Mid fort is also going down now on the side of Team Electra, and Team Artemis is starting to get ready on the map.
And he pauses of the storm.
Alright, a small technical issue coming in from the side of Team Artemis. Then we're ready to go back into the game, hopefully. Alright.
And here we go. Cassia, though, with this level 16, is going to start to put out a lot more damage in FUD. She already has 54 stacks on that Q. Static electricity is going to combine with those stacks to get her huge burst, and so she's going to really start to threaten that Mei Leoric frontline. We also see the Sylvanas picking up that lifesteal, going to allow her to just get a little bit more tanky, a bit more sustainability in these fights. Might just see her, you know, make it a little bit longer through these turns, though. Honestly, the red team with that Deckard have been getting so much work in these fights. Engages that looked really big for the blue team have turned in an instant with 3-man, 4-man sleep. Zebis doing an absolute job here today.
Still getting caught out a little bit. The root comes out, will hit her, but the support camp is now under contestation. Sonny walks onto the point. Valkyrie onto the Lunara. She will take a lot of damage. Huge condemn coming out there from Johanna onto move members, interrupting the sleep. But Page Biscuit now in the middle of Team Electra on this Lyric. Get a lot of damage in with the auto attack build. Seems like everyone is running away. And it seems like no one is going to fall here, but a lot of cooldowns used.
Zebis there very kindly proving my point. Another huge engage comes out for the blue team, successfully pairing that Valkyrie with the silencing arrow on the Lunara, but a 5-man sleep, not even 4 this time, Samu. Once again, resetting that fight, giving the time that Dara Kushner needs to get back to safety, and then she is just able to walk it back in, and the fight goes perfectly for the red team, picking up that heal camp and walking away despite that huge engage from the blue team.
Meantime, top camps will be picked up. Page Biscuit in the bottom lane, actually pretty low on the Lyric. There's some big potions coming out from Deckard, making sure she will be very healthy. But then though,
Page Biscuit. I like that, we're doing it. Page Biscuit. Level 18 is going to see Chromie get her pierce though, so that's a nice power spike here for Taco. She's completing now her build of pure raw damage in these slowing fields, getting that synergy from the Lunara slows, the Mei slows, the Deckard slows, the Neo, they all slow. There's a lot of slowing going on. It's a slow game. You should get bonus damage from proper reading on Sky FL because the game's slow.
Indeed, 50 minutes in, 2 forts down so far. On the side of Team Electra, Team Artemis looking at a really good spot. They're also get close towards level 20. Team Electra, they're on the time. Either they fight this now before level 20, or they have to give it because they won't hit level 20 before Team Artemis will get the objective area. It's engaged a little bit, will take some damage from Noguska as well. The shield has been used. There's the Entomb coming out. The sleep interrupted by really strong condemn. Now the Valkyrie coming out does not hit though, but Biscuit taking a lot of damage. Will it be enough? Nafari goes in with the E. Biscuit dropping lower and lower. So the members from Team Electra.
Huge fight coming out there. Neither side able to get the angle, but now that sleep is going to be back. The blue team out of ults. They're going to just back away. The 20s are in, and we're just going to say, okay, we had a shot. Now we can just soak the pressure up, get ourselves 20. Hit that power spike with the Dahaka Sylvanas combo, but no, Paige Biscuit has been caught in the rotation. The lick is huge, and she is going to go down here. Nice pick off. And will the red team look to contest with this pick? Sonny is a little bit low. She's going to get topped up here as she comes marching forward. She has found the Lunara, but she's going to get the leaping strike over that Johanna, the Crusader's body. And with that, they're going to get a little bit of time controlling the point. They have to be careful here. Paige is going to be back sooner rather than later. That Leoric trait going to set her up ready for the fight, and still 30 seconds away on that silencing arrow, while the red team have all of their ults and level 20s ready to use them.
We see the Hacker splitting now as Brush Stalker is up on the Dahaka, making sure she gets some experience in and gets closer towards level 20. The red team sees her now on the map. Paige Biscuit is also respawning. 85% on the objective so far in favor for Team Artemis. Sonny is still contesting on Agenda, knowing that she can stay alive for quite a long time. Two misses. The Hacker burrows in. There's the sleep coming out. Only hits the Dahaka though. There's the silence afterwards. Oh, also the Cassia. A lot of damage down to Paige Biscuit on the point, whereas the rest of the team of Electra will get bullet away. No, Ares goes in though. She gets the kill onto Lunara.
Huge fight from the Cassia, the 1v1 rather, not the Cassia, the Lunara and the Sylvanas in the top side goes in Sylvanas' favor, but cleaned up by the Chromie after the kill goes down. He's going to make this 1-for-1. Protector in the meantime has gone to the blue team, but they aren't done yet. Paige Biscuit and Ari in the front line, getting the damage out onto this whilst that Chromie shells away, and the Fairy Sonny had to be so careful here because that Leoric puts out a deceptive amount of damage. Sonny falling incredibly low. The Entomb is back in 4 seconds, but Leoric just going to turn around here. Not looking to catch just yet. It is ready now though. May is on top of Sonny. The skin is out, but this is not safety, I guess it is, as the red team choosing to move up and destroy the Protector instead. Nicely done there by them. The Ice Wall slightly whiffing on the Fairy, but now Dahaka and Brightwing are going to have to be careful here because Entomb is up and this Protector is very nearly dead. Are we going to see Paige drop it instantly? The knockback comes in. The Entomb whiffs slightly onto the Dahaka. The sleep, though, is going to get stunned by the shield.
Turn around!
The ISO lands as well onto 3. Contagion spreading. Deckard goes down first. Eri is in a little bit of trouble here as well. The Brightwing just able to walk away on her low health, and now can they kite out of this? Sonny falling on that Johanna. Leoric's damage with the completed AA build is too much. Paige turning this fight for her team, as now Sylvanas has gone too deep here as well. Lunara picks off a second kill, and she wants more. She's chasing down Samantha on this. The Dahaka, Brightwing doing her best to get them out the way on Leoric to deny the autos, but it's not going to be enough. Maybe it is just about. No, she's going to fall as well. Paige walking it out from the towers, and a great fight again coming in, but Team Artemis just able to walk away with
it's a huge turnaround at first from the Team Electra, getting this nearly insta-kill onto the Deckard.
With more U-turns than a Theresa May government, that fight there. Incredible play coming out from both sides, but in the end, the red team able to walk away. Slight overchase coming out from the team in blue, but I don't know. I understand why they went for it there. They're a little bit behind here on the map. They saw the window. They had the pick off onto the Deckard Kane, and just taking a little bit too much damage from that Leoric there, costing Sonny her life. And with that, the fight turnaround beautifully executed from Team
It's kind of the thing of auto attack build, Leoric. You have to be very careful against it, because if you're a tank like Johanna, also be a very easy target for him if you overstep your welcome. They saw that happening there. Paige Biscuit punishing her for that. Really well done by her. In the meantime, we have Artemis being picked up on both sides. Yeah, I think we see one healing item more on the red side compared to the blue side, as both teams have one turret.
The heal camps and turrets all about 2 minutes away, slightly sooner for the blue team than the other items, but gonna see now these camps clashing. The top lane pressure will be restored in a minute for the red team, and with that, they're gonna have just this stronger map presence. It's gonna allow them to rotate a lot more freely and a lot more safely. Very close game though, as the Entomb just whiffing well baited out there by Merlin on the right wing, and now the shield comes in, the 3-man stun, but there's going to be a huge arrow, a huge ISO. We're going to see the Valkyrie land as well. Leoric is the first to fall. Zebis is falling incredibly low here on the Decad as well. The sleep not able to go through, second kill, but the damage coming out from the assassins as the front line falls. Triple kill for the blue team here. Tamu.
Team Electra putting on a show, like missing the Entomb. They see their moment, but Iris stepping up, trying to push the forward, gets punished with a Sarushka and Taco. Huge hits on their spells against the Savannah. She will fall. But there's still 2 members more on the map for Team Electra. We see the hack on the top side, keep pushing the camp, and the minion wave will have Burrow up. Like already respawned now.
Meanwhile, in top lane, that keep almost going down to that camp pressure. But the Dahaka's burrow is in, and Chromie is very close to that bush. She's going to have to be careful. Paige is going to spot it out, and now going to start trying to just do a number on that Dahaka's health bar. Still 12 seconds away from the backline of the blue team, and the red team, of the red team even, and the blue team might have to take this protector for free, but no, Dahaka falls so low here. The Valkyrie whiffing, the protector goes down. Taco being dove on by this Cassia, but has she gone too deep? Now I think she might have. It looks like she's going to be able to walk this one out, as Paige as well, able to walk away. And we're going to see Protector go over to the blue team here, Samu.
The Sunny and Joanna rushing outside of the Protector. Pretty safe heroes. So Daka and Cassia inside of it. But Savannah just respawn. We see the red team trying to look for an engage. But Sunny with the Iron Skin, especially with fanaticism on level 16, having a lot of movement speed on the Joanna, not being an easy catch for Artemis.
The Entomb is back up though, and Paige is looking for it. The autos are shredding this Protector, as he's getting almost no value here. Just a little bit of damage on that mid fort, and we're going to see Leoric just whittling that thing down in an incredible way. And now here we might see that Entomb come out as the Iron Skin is used. There's going to be no escape here for the Johanna, and there it is. The damage comes down onto Sonny. The sleep follow-up is going to see her drop in this fight, leaving the Protector silenced and blinded. The Fairy and Samantha trying to get out, but I think Cassia doesn't have a way here, as she is going to be second to fall in this fight. And now Protector still up, but abandoned. Samantha trying to run on this Dahaka. Third kill coming down, and I think this is an end topside for the red team. Looks like Eri agrees as she just runs through the mid keep. Team following behind, and we're going to see beautiful 3-man kill there for Team Artemis.
24 minutes in, so we would have another 6 minutes, to be fair, on the clock for this map.
This is a very early end coming up from the red.
But now we have them starting to shell away in the core. There's 20 seconds onto Johanna, 30 onto the others. Iris taking a lot of damage. Merlin going in, trying to keep her alive. Lurk is going to fall, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade as Chromie secures the kill onto the Savannahs, and the core will keep on taking damage. One catapult will be here now to help them out, and this will be GG as game number 1 will go over. Artemis, does it? Yes, it does.
Dara Kushner chilling away on her own on the bot side, just putting that damage onto the core, and very nicely played there. But both teams really showing some teeth in this first game, Sammy.
Pretty strong showing, especially I was surprised by the Daka, I have to say. I usually don't like the Daka too much on this map, but great tanks and great isolations coming in, and King Team Artemis is really a rough life. I would honestly not be surprised by the Haka ban on the next map.
I think on the other side, Zebis has definitely made a strong case for not being allowed to play Decade Kane for the rest of the day. Some absolutely incredible sleeps coming out, fight after fight there, completely shutting down. Was some very well coordinated engages from the blue team, along with a little bit of help from the mate Ice Walls as well. Very nicely done there by Team Artemis. And I'm excited to see what's coming out for game number 2.
Indeed, as we can have a short look on the map screen. You see, still open will be Ultrac Pass, Battlefield of Eternity, Dragonshire, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Towers of Doom. Electra having the choice between map pick or first pick, going for the first pick. So Team Artemis, they have the choice of the map now. What will they go for? Do you have any inside information about them? The maps they enjoy?
I don't have a lot of inside knowledge. It's not impossible that we would see a Dragonshire pickup. I know that several players on their team are fans of the awful Dragonshire map. Ultrac Pass, I would honestly say, might not be out of possibility either. Other than that, I think Battlefield of Eternity is a nice, safe map. If you just kind of want a team fight, you can get some reliable wins in those. And after your team fights went so well in the Volskaya Foundry game, you might feel like that's where your strengths lie. Why try something different when you've got a plan that works, you know? Oh, stream's a bit mad at you, Samu.
They are?
Stats alright, apparently.
That's alright, okay.
They want newcasters to the show. I'd like to say that I have absolutely zero agency in whether or not stats are shown, and whether or not I would have done is another matter. But
it's
stop
all
playing.
in Lucas' control, by the way, so don't listen to him. Right, looking at the stats.
Keyboard and stuff is happening. I'll show you my hands for the whole of game number 2. Hey, I called it. I mean, I guess I gave about 7 maps, so it would have been rough not to call it. But Dragonshire is going to be map numero 2. Our second foray. We're going to see the big bad Dragon Knight come out. And whilst some people have maybe an opinion that potentially Volskaya is one of the less well-designed maps in the game, which is about the most politically correct way you're ever going to hear that said, Dragonshire has to be one of the best designed ones. Whilst I don't like it, because you have to think, that is testament to the balance, to the ingenuity of this map. It's not a style you see anywhere in the MOBA scene done well, apart from here. The 2 separate lanes, each with their own objective to control, that gives you the option to open up a lot of power in the mid lane, but also allows you to leverage that possibility into some incredible push, either top side or bottom side. Once you have that mid lane control, the map really opens up for you, as only one team has to go into that mid lane to make sure they constantly have vision there, and you can start really running it through the bottom side. Looks like we've got a lobby though, as Sam has very kindly added me. I imagine I was late. Whoops.
Because always late. Alright, game number 2. Dragonshire. Dragonshire is one of those maps which is a lot about single target rotation, about single player, individual player skill and individual player. So let's
Not
see.
just player skill, but player decision making. That's I think the beauty of Dragonshire. On Infernal Shrines, if you turn up to every objective and you execute every team fight, you will win 90% of the games you play there. But on Dragonshire, that just makes up half of the picture. It's not as simple as just walking towards an objective that gets announced. You have to constantly have a good understanding of where your hero should be, what your goal is in this moment. And there's so many options where you see teams build themselves advantages and not be quite sure how to properly capitalize, and it allows teams back into games that they otherwise should have been locked out of.
You know who is great on this map on Dragonshire? The Haka. He can contest the top point and then burrow in. But let's see. Maybe you will get picked up again. Great hero on this map. But also maybe we're gonna see a false start coming in for Dragonshire. Great map for globals in general. I don't expect some cheeky Vikings play coming in from either team. Or maybe you have some insights onto Artemis, maybe?
I mean, you know, We can always have the option to see some spicy offlane picks on Dragonshire. The double rotation is not as required as it is on some maps. You can bring out some brawlers like the Chen or the Artemis, or some picks that you wouldn't normally see. Kira sees a lot of play, and you get a little bit more flexibility than the Arc Blaze Dahaka Urel. It's a nice map for the offlane.
Also, I think last game we had not a high focus onto Hogger or Sonya at all.
Sonya made it all the way through, didn't she?
I think so.
Wait, did she?
The strongest solo laners completely ignored so far.
No, Sonya was first banned.
You sure?
Because I said no one banned Uther, and there's no way I would have talked about Uther and not Sonya. I am 70% sure that was a ban.
It was Anna and Stukov first rotation from both teams, the bans.
Someone can confirm Luca is sometimes taken.
Sometimes.
Oh, thank you, Fizzy Boo. Good to know you're sometimes here for me.
Right. One team is ready.
Important to say, just a quick introduction for anyone who missed the beginning of this stream. This is the ATHENA Championship. It is an all-female tournament. Our best female players and Heroes of the Storm battling against one another in 3 rounds of Swiss. Gonna see which teams are more successful, which teams are less. But unlike your standard lounge format, these are not pre-made teams. These are not carefully crafted 5-man stacks that have scrimmed for hours. These are all free agent sign-ups, so the teams have not had very long at all to practice. It's a testament not only to their skill as individual players, but their ability to adapt to one another in very short conditions. Sammy,
1 week, as far as I know. I think last Saturday they got their teams in the evening.
They've known them for a week, but not everyone was free for that week. It's not the same thing as when you're going, oh, maybe in next season we'll demon as a land demon. You play some Storm League together, you pick the 5-man you want, you can fiddle with it if you don't like how some of you synergize. Here, they have to adapt to each other. They have to be ready to play with one another.
Indeed. Yeah, 1 week. I know of some teams that had not had a single game together. Let's see. I mean, there's also not only European women's signed up. There's also a few NA people I know.
Taken over from CCL, having to have the NA teams play on ping for a change. See how you like that, huh? But no, everyone is of course welcome in the ATHENA Championship. It's all females across the globe coming, battling, and having a bit of fun, making some new friends. But also, we're here to show how great we are at the video game. Neither side is going to roll over and let the other take this, as Team Artemis and Team Electra are both coming here and putting on a great show for us.
No, Fizz, we cannot ban someone because he likes Probius.
Can we mod someone because they like Probius?
I don't think so.
I think well, I'll mod Hat on my channel. That'll do.
Right, everyone is in the lobby. Let's see when the teams are ready to start.
Just waiting a little bit more on a couple of the members, I think, of Team Artemis. After that game, they're having a quick drink, calming back down. 25 minutes is a long time to be playing HOTS, but here we go. Draft number 2, Dragonshire. Can Team Electra bring us to a game 3 from the first pick position, or is Artemis going to take the series? Some important rankings there of players in the chat.
Yes, it's a best of 3 series. Every series today will be a best of 3.
Yes, that is a good point. I'm not sure we actually ever said that. There's too many informations to give, and our brains are too small. It's very awkward. It's a requirement to cast on a lounge channel that you have to be IQ 27 or less, right, Sammy? That was the ruling. So
what's IQ?
So unfortunately, we have every now and again missed some stuff. But changing up the bans a little bit from the red team, as Falstad is going to get removed draft early on, and I'm a fan of this ban.
Also great. In general, globals on Dragon Shack can have a lot of value. Just having those rotations, those faster rotations, being able to force those 2v1s, 3v2s, 4v3s, 5v4s somewhere on the map is great stuff. On the side, Team Electra banning out the Mei, seeing her last game, being like, nope, I do not want to deal with her again.
And a nice response there, but leaving that Deckard came up. So Zebis, I imagine, will be very happy with that. But Dragonshire is a map where Brightwing's prior gets a lot higher, so maybe we'll see that coming out here as the Chromie ban comes down as well. And now the Sonya is allowed through.
Sonya first pick. What else do we have open? Brightwing, right for this map as well, with the global, able to help out a lot on the top side.
How do we think Paige Biscuit's Rexart looks? That's the question for this pick. Is she going to confidently slam it? No, we're going to see the Cassia coming out instead. A very strong pickup as well for the map, for the draft.
Indeed, Cassie able to stick up. She's not the greatest camp clear or wave clear, but she's still very strong, especially in terms of defending the Ring Knight or clearing the siege camp early on. Stuff for her.
Anna response, that was denied from them in the first game, so both the first bans from last game coming out. We're going to see that Anna Ming synergy. Merlin and Aeris going to be rocking up that combo, these sleeps into full spell combos, and there's still a strong possibility that that Sonya is going to end up in the 4-man as well with the leap. And when Sonya leaps on top of your team and Li Ming gets nanoed and starts putting spells at them, it's not a good time to be an enemy team member.
Indeed. Going up against Li Ming Anna is pretty annoying, especially on level 20 when you have the healing on the spell damage. True, only female heroes so far picked up, by the way. Brightwing, Cassia, Sonya, Anna, Li Ming.
I wonder if we're going to see that carrot. To be fair, these are standard drafts for me. I mean, just the female heroes are better.
Confirm.
Female heroes and Uther, or female heroes and Deckard. Those are the ones that are allowed. We're going to see a Nubrak coming out here from Area. It's very exciting. The Cocoon may be going to try and force out a Disintegrate instead of the superior wave of force, because, you know, it's important when you kill someone. You give them a little goodbye wave. Right, Samu?
Indeed, especially setting up yourself on level 20 with the Repulsion on level 20 with Li Ming. Can do some really nice combos there. Maybe Aeris? Maybe? We shall see. But for now, we see the Lair gets the solo lineup for Team Artemis. Let's see.
Showing the offlane a little bit early here, maybe. So I wonder what they're hiding for Taco. I know that she is a big fan of the Deathwing, and maybe they're looking to see if the draft will set up to allow a Deathwing to come out here. It is going to be Sonya in the top lane. We're going to see the Reyna picked up. Unless it's Reyna top, but I really hope it is.
Reyna top lane actually does not sound too bad. Oh, fairness. Exterminator, you have great wave clear, you can bully around Lyric.
Into an Anubarak?
You always have to be careful.
It's going to be Lunara coming out for Taco, so I imagine we're going to see that Cassia and that Lunara swap around. There it is. And in the blue team, are we going to see Samantha stay on that Jimmy?
Yeah, probably.
I guess the next question.
Probably.
Looks like we will. So, two more strong team comps coming out here. That Leoric Sonya top lane could be very exciting. And Cassia Lunara is going to, again, pump out some damage in the bottom lane. So Merlin's heal dart's going to have to be on point, but with some big sleeps, they might find some nice blow-ups onto their enemies.
I really like the team setup from Team Electra. I feel like they have a little bit easier draft again in terms of execution. They already executed in game number 1 really nice setups with Blast Shield, Valkyrie, and the Wailing Arrow. And now again we have the sleep, we have the Blast Shield with the Li Ming combo, potentially Leap. So I feel like Team Electra has a great draft for themselves again.
Definitely both drafts here looking to be very strong. They've got some counterplay in that spell armor for the Li Ming combo, but it's difficult to pull off all the time, and sometimes even with a bunch of spell armor. Li Ming's combos just do a lot of damage, and with Jimmy peppering away on top of it, it's going to be a very hard game for Eri to execute here, as this Anubarak, but don't count them out either. The Cocoon and Tomb combination can set up some.
The left side, we have Team Electra with Nefari on the Sonya, Sonny playing Johanna Samasta on Reina Merlin, playing Anna, and it's going to be Iris on the Li Ming.
And on the red team, Eri is playing the Anubarak. Taco's on her Kazuya. Page Biscuit is once again on the Leoric. We're going to see Daryl Kushner bringing out the Lunara again, and Zebis is going to be on the right wing. Yes, this cast is only in English, but you can head over to Hoot's channel or Octocom's channel for German and French casts of some other games being played today, and of course, main channel #1 for an English cast of a different game with the wonderful Erin, and I believe Fuji Kanara.
Fuji Nakari.
Fuji
Alright,
Nakari.
Samasta already in the bottom lane as we had a 4v5 roll in the mid lane, but still getting slowed down now by Larishinka. But there is the E coming out from Rainer to be healthy. Biscuit on the top side already pretty hit on.
He's selling. It's Beetle build.
You're gonna see Beetle build!
It's gonna be Beetle build! The Beetles are coming! Oh, I'm happy. Happy caster today, team. Beetle build coming out from Eri Berries. Beautiful to see that.
Started by both teams. Team a little bit faster there. Break game in the mid lane, in the middle. The death triangle.
Yeah, they're gonna get a little bit more vision, a little bit more control with that faster camp clear. Anna and Ming still tied down to that, and so with this wave pressure, able to get themselves a little bit of an early channel cap or channel possibility in the mid lane. Sonny is stepping up to try and contest this, and Eri won't be able to stand too long on that point. That's one of the downsides to a Anubarak on that lane. So Lucian able to defuse this, but already is the threats coming out from Artemis as they're looking to put their foot down and say, we're going to just take this series, take the 2-0 and move on to our second game in this Swiss.
Now contesting the point again, meeting with Li Ming against Lunara in the mid lane, Sonya against Lyric in the top side. Eri going in looking for the stun, but no. Sony with the Iron Skin, but Samasta being caught out a little bit, but a nice sidestep, dodging the most of the fan damage from Taco there. Getting into safety, getting behind the wall again.
Nefari, Page Biscuit are just chilling in the top lane. The Arc Sonya is a very explosive matchup. Both of the heroes have ways of absolutely smashing their opponent's health bar, but the sustain is big too. If you can dodge those drains and land your spears, you're doing well as Sonya, but likewise, if the Diarca can keep the drain on Sonya whilst not being in slam range, it's very difficult for the Sonya to get work done. So
one thing we see from Lyric is the increasing the slow off the skeletal swing by 20%, so making it a little bit easier for yourself to those drain hooks. Now in the last game we saw Lyric with the range instead of the minions there, so wanting to hit the minions, we're looking for the slow and the range.
Maybe saying that Leo's wave player is good enough, she feels, without that talent. It looks like it's enough to keep the wave pushing in her favor, as Sonya is taking a bit of a beating topside. It's really helping the red team to keep the pressure on the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean we see double build from the side of Sonya, so looking into those, especially in the later stages team fights, to get the value there. Then those early game 1v1 fights against the Lyric.
It's definitely true, and we're seeing again the red team getting this cap set up, and we've actually seen Relena rotated topside with Sonya coming into the mid lane against Lunara to try and offset this dominance that Page Biscuit has had in the top lane. Don't know how much coaching you've done of the Reyna offlane, Sammy, but interesting to see what Samantha can work out for herself here.
Page Biscuit is running! Trying to tap in the mid lane, and she will get the first Dragon Knight in 4 minutes in.
This pressure has been building, it's been coming, and the red team finally see their window, capitalize on it, and we're going to see first DK. What can get done with it here is Nefari just, I mean, you know, you jam the W key with a penny and you hold your mouse cursor on top of the enemy, and that's how you play Sonya.
Especially with the level 4 talent still being very, very dominant on the Sonya, but in the meantime in the bot lane we have a little bit of a brawl going on. It's condemned onto multiple members of Team Artemis. There's a nice deep start, and the comes in. Eri takes a lot of damage. The anti-healing grenade a little bit too early, and Sabis gets the heal and make sure Eri stays alive.
And we see these 3-man stacks both putting in a lot of work. Taco on that Cassia is going to have a very high damage trade, but Sonny's Johanna a huge health bar to start with. And with the Ana healing, if they're all connecting, it's an incredible amount of sustain that can come out. We're going to see Sonny actually dropping a bit low here though as Daranishka.
This woman rotation towards the bottom side from Team Artemis. It opens up the map a little bit for Electra as we see Nafari on the Sonya picking up the bruiser game, helping out top side, especially against the Lyric without the minion wave clear on level 4. Might struggle a little bit here.
This is definitely a good swap. I much prefer this Jimmy top Sonya mid setup because Sonya in the 4-man can do so
Taco is coming in though, and there's a Brighting teleport as well, so Musta in a world of hurt. Camp, but it's not enough as she goes down.
That is the downside to the Rain and offlane. You're a lot squishier. The traditional offlaners is the Entomb almost catching Sonya there. Brilliant clutch play there from Rage, but not quite coming off.
At level 10s are in now for both teams. We're gonna see that Leap coming out from the zone is looking for those engages, especially together with the Blast Shield. Setting up for Li Ming and the nano boost she will get from the Ana. No sneaky IF4 shenanigans coming out.
The shrines will soon be
I like.
Just gonna take that nano boost for the Li Ming. It's really hard to give up nano boost when you have a Li Ming. I know that our Lord and Savior Nick says that it's better to have Horus with Ming because with nano you can give damage to the Ming and healing, but with the nano you can only give damage to the Ming. With Horus, you give the damage and the healing. But I think you shouldn't listen to what Nick says.
In the meantime, the Blast Shield! It's not enough! Rishka gets the jump out. Stay alive. But the nano boost actually on the zone, just hammering away with the W.
We're going to see a little bit of a trade-off coming out here as the red team trying to siege in the top side with this camp Taco's Cassia and the Leoric, although Paige is now going to have to pick up some mid lane. So for the 4-man in the bot lane tries to do some work on the towers, but this trade has definitely favored Team Artemis. They are walking away from this with more damage topside, although Neferi going back in, Sonny as well. They want to take this wall down. The 5v4
Taco and Paige are coming. See Lyric and Merlin getting into the Doom, but Eri taking a lot of damage. Johanna goes down, Anna falls as well. Just a disaster. We have 5 members on the bottom, then Nafari dropping low fall as well. That's a triple kill for Team Artemis.
This is where the Beetle build is going to really come online. Burning Beetles is up, and there is a fort in front of Eri, and you know she's going to do some damage to that. Look at her rip through this structure. Man, I love Beetle build, Sam. Oh, best build. Okay, it was less impressive than I thought it would be, but it's still the best build. Dragonite pressure, though, going to come out here for the red team.
It was always one of the strengths of Ano, just having those beetles. They're able to spawn and tank the fort for yourself. Then be able to push in because of them tanking it.
It got a little bit weaker when they changed how towers work so that you can't now use them to tank dives on heroes, but they still work very well when you're trying to dive enemy buildings. As Reyna might have stepped a little bit too high in the top lane. He's trying to take the point from the Arc, but Cassia's rotating and there's a Brightwing coming in as well. And whew, Taco, that's a long way to go around to pick up that kill there. As Dragonite pressure still holding for the red team. But now we're going to see, I think, Cassia Leo shove this top lane a bit, maybe? No, the instant rotation instead. Not looking to get the siege value as Neferi. That's deep. Eri says hi. And she is in a lot of trouble. The stun, the double jump from Lunara, but Anna gets her out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Taco falling low to this Li Ming. Cassia, the lead lands onto Zebis on the Brightwing, but she's going to be okay. And the Fairy is going to fall the Nano Boost to try and turn this, but Arius is running, and this is going to be another great kill coming out here for the red team. Very nicely played by them.
Electra really starting to struggle now with those fights, 0 to 16 kills. I see great rotations coming out from Team Artemis so far.
But this Dragon Knight pressure coming in is going to be second DK of the game as well for the red team, and they're really starting to show some dominance in this game. Samu rotating down, they're going to get this bottom fort, maybe going to take the mid fort as well as Eri steps up to see what work she can get done there, and then start threatening the bottom keeper. Sonny is a little bit low, and a huge sleep from Merlin is going to be needed in order to keep her team alive. Merlin? Something like that. I don't know, I can't do names. I try my best.
Cleaning up the mid lane as well, and now Jimmy is again in a really tough spot, but should be able to escape from here.
Able to just walk it out as the Dragon Knight has now rotated into the middle side of the map. We're going to see 2 forts taken down here with 27 seconds left. Maybe we'll see more as Iris in a little bit of trouble here, able to just about walk away. Doesn't look like we're going to go for the top 4. Instead, getting a little bit of value out onto that mid wall of Nara now. Just going to walk it away, but the Entomb in the bottom lane on top of Sonny. The Iron Skin is out. The Polymorph is there. Big kill found there by Paige Biscuit. Sonny taken down, and the camp is going to be picked up here. The red team with the 16 advantage now. Leo getting already 26 stacks on that auto talent in under a level. That is what we like to see. And Samantha might be in trouble here. Eri choosing not to use the cocoon there for that kill. Instead, we're just going to walk back and pick up the camp, and with it, hopefully take down this top fort. Leoric and Eri both stepping up, and Samantha, she doesn't really have anywhere that's safe. The 4-man rotation coming in, and Reina is going to go down there. Caught a little bit isolated as the red team stepped up on top of her there, Samu.
Yeah, top fort is also going to fall. No tier 1 structures left for Team Electra. There's a lot of space for Auric and Lonara to rotate around and get those ganks in, get those and damage in. They're looking to push in the mid lane a little bit. The mid keep wall has been taken down already. And as well, they're getting some damage onto the keep as well.
But with Reina back in 1 second, and level 16's in, very sensibly, Artemis are just going to step back from this one. They don't need to do anything now for the next 2 levels. They just need to make sure they don't give a window back into the game for the blue team. A nice passive play, looking to get advantage without giving options of team fight, and just soak up the pressure until they get those level 20s online.
The camps picked up in general by the red team. They're looking to get some pressure in going, but
blue team with a 5-man rotation bot side is going to try and take away this camp. It looks like the red team are choosing to match this fight, though. They're happy to take this as Paige Biscuit finds a huge Entomb here. The leap, though, hits 4, and this leaping is popping off 3 kills coming down. Paige is gonna fall as well. Only Sonya in return. The fairy, what a leap. Oh.
That was great stuff by Team Electra. 2-man Entomb coming out from the Lyric, but immediate turnaround as they were all very close together. And Sonya with the leap, with the W build, and all the damage coming in from her and the Li Ming are enough to get the 4 kills into the hands of Electra, and they will take the bottom. Push in the bottom fort. They're not looking at the dragon yet, apparently. And with Cassia
top side now with bribing up in 10 seconds. Is Taco going to choose to take this fight? It looks like she's going to go for a poke, but I think your window is gone now to try and engage there, so she is just going to back away, and the Dragon Knight is going to go over to the blue team here. Sonny has found Taco on the rotation. Shield is ready. Are they going to be able to follow up on her? No, it doesn't look like they will be.
Going to be Li Ming in the Dragon Knight, so they have to be very careful now. On the side of Team Electra, their main source of burst damage is not there with them.
Their best cocoon arms as well is also stuck in that DK, so Merlin especially going to have to be a little bit careful here. Entombing the tank and then going on her is a very nice way to try and take these fights, but Page Biscuit now, once again, on objective clearing duty on that Leoric. The auto build almost fully online as the shield lands onto Taco, but Sonya is in the Entomb, and now Entomb in the Cocoon, and now here comes the Entomb on top of Sonny. Is level 20. It's starting, but a noob is going to be the first to fall. Can Sonny run away from this? No, she can't. She goes down. Leoric gets the trade, but Lunara is going to be the next kill, and there's still going to be a nano boost to come in this fight if Eris can find the angle. 2 for 1 here into level 20s for the blue team. Nicely done by them.
Electra, nice fight for them. Again, picking up 1 more kill compared to the opponent. And this time it's not even Leoric dying, so he will not be able to respawn fast and abuse his trade a little bit in this regards.
You do have to be really careful with these Anubarak comps, especially if you've got the Lunara as well. You really put your body on the line when you go diving in, and if you get too close to Sonya, too close to Li Ming without them being the kill target, you can find your health bar dropping really quickly, and then with those resets that you give, start turning a strong engage into a really sketchy fight.
So 20s are 9 for both teams, so we gotta see Electra trying to fix the map a little bit, picking up the Bruiser camp for the top side. And also the Siege camp on the bottom side, but Pitch Biscuit on the Lyric Tonic build will be able to clear this one up in the bottom lane at least very easily.
Blue team are stepping up to start sieging this top fort, and if there isn't a response soon, they might be getting it for free, but the red team, they're in the bottom half of the map. They could look to try and trade out for that keep if they're fast enough here. It looks like they're going to make a more safe response. They're going to try and take this fight topside with their camp pushing in the bottom lane, and I like this call. This page is going to be seen there. Yeah, no shield opportunity though, as the E from Leoric means that once it lands, he can still get to safety more often than not. We're gonna see the red team just take a little bit of a lead here on the map now. They're gonna take the top shrine, and they'll be able to just slowly walk down and take the fights on their terms. The blue team aren't going to be able to run away from them now. They're going to have to fight over this bottom also, and this is the slow moving juggernaut of Dragonshy. You don't want to try and run at your opponents. You have to come at them with purpose, and here it's clear to see what the red team want, but you have to get this engage right. If we group too much here, that leap will come down again, and once again fighting for that bottom camp. But we're going to see Paige allowed to step onto the shrine, and Sonny's going to have to come up soon here.
Chris ports in as well.
But with Whisper now in a little bit of a tough spot, gets the Wave Walk in and will be able to move out.
Camp now runs in favor for Electra, but we will pass by, so no spell armor here. The Blast Shield though onto the backline. Iris gets the nano boost. Will it be enough? And it's 1 kill as Cassia goes down. Sonya in the cocoon in the meantime. Sebis dropping low. So does Samast, and there's the leap onto the right. No, Sebis with the dodge blinks to Anu. But is Sonny is starting to drop below and make it 1, make it 2. Team Artemis with the burn kills after losing Cassia early on in the fight.
Shout out there to Paige Biscuit as that shield lands. She saw the danger. The entomb on Sonya was instant, getting that silence down, denying the leap, and giving Eri time to pop her in the cocoon. And without the leap follow-up to that big shield, the damage wasn't quite there for the Li Ming reset trade, and the red team were able to turn. Great thinking from the offlaner there. A beautiful bit of micro coming out later on to dodge out the leap from Zebis is enough to see the red team walk away with this Dragonite and start barreling towards the blue team's core.
Mid keep is going to fall, but will it be more? Question. Casino respawned. 10 seconds for Sonya and Johanna to be back. Nano boost already used early on to make sure Iris gets the damage in against the Dragonite, but the laser being used as well to we see the cocoon onto the rain, and the Dragonite is just hitting away the core. It's 50% and dropping, and with Lunara poison is looking pretty much GG. As Lunara jumps over the core once more, it's GG as game. Number 2 goes over towards Team Artemis as well.
I mean, two incredibly close games, two really well-matched teams there, Samu. But in the end, the red team able to take these early game leads and then clutch out the team fights in the end when the blue team started to step up and look like they might be able to snowball themselves a lead. Very well played by both sides in this map. And massive shout out to all of those players. Everyone had their moments there, all of them looking to shine. But 2-0 going over to Team Artemis in the end.
It was a pretty even match, we have to say. But Artemis in the end able to just catch out those victories by a little bit.
Yeah. Very well played by them.
In the meantime, we had, of course, also the other games going on. We just have most of them already finished, so when looking at the schedule, we see Team Metis won against Team Ares. Team Gaia won against Team Iris, both 2-0 so far. Team Demeter once again Team Rhea 2-0 as well. So if there is any friend of yours, then you know. All series 2-0 so far, by the way. Only series we don't know yet is Team is against Team Hera. Their voice is currently live on the main channel. Maybe someone knows more about that.
But we're gonna have, some more games coming for you very shortly. I'm not actually sure what we're picking up next, as I don't think the round two has yet been decided for us. We don't have any inside information for you on that one, I'm afraid. But lots of 2-0s, almost exclusively coming out in the first round here. So maybe we'll see some slightly tighter matches coming into round two, although I wouldn't say, at least in our experience, that matchup was anything other than exceptionally close. Very well played there by the teams.
I mean, 2-0 is always like one thing, like yes, can be evenly matched, some win it 2-0s. Just be Team Artemis having a little bit of a small edge there in both games. We saw it here, might also be the case for other games, but we shall see in the future with the next few series.
Excited to see what we're going to have coming up next here. Who's going to be playing next on our channel in the Athena Championships. But this is not all that is coming, of course, because next weekend, next weekend, we're going to see the Nexus Forces Round 2 on the main channel. I'm sure some beautiful casters will be here to take us through, once again, another run of that cup. And then the weekend after, we have the beginning of the end of Season 14. The Rare and Epic Cups are going to be played out on Saturday and Sunday, once again, crowning the champions of those divisions. And the weekend after that, the Mythic and Legendary teams will have their turns. Who is the best player team in Divisions 2 and 3, and who is the best team in all of Heroes Lounge? That answer just a couple of weeks away. And once that's done, once your weekends of exhilarating tournament play end every Monday, we can step back, relax, chill a little bit, and enjoy the most innovative tournament in all of Heroes Lounge, all of Heroes of the Storm, maybe even in all of esports, as the Nexus Rumble will be on your screens every Monday from 8 o'clock. The top teams from the lower Rumble Divs 5, 6, and 7 battling out to see who will be the best in this Winner Stays On format before our upper Rumble teams step up and look to find us some games.
Indeed. Next round games? No, not yet. Alright.
It doesn't look like they're there just yet. Maybe we should go into a short break as they get scheduled, and we will be back to you very soon with a round 2 game and some more wonderful gameplay in the Athena Championships.